Hi, welcome back to Dial Twang. I'm Dave. So we've got a triad study here, I would say is the main concept and techniques that I'm showing you today. And really the two main pieces here are a major scale and then a couple, maybe three, depending on time, at least two triad shapes that we can move around the neck for the various chords. Okay, and this will make sense here in a minute. First, we need to look at our progression real quick. So let's put this on. Let's see where we are. When we get to the top, I'll name the chords and put this slide up here. Here we go. So it starts on G. Three measures of that to D. Back to G. C. G. D. G. Okay. Now, I'm just going to leave that on because the next thing we want to do is get this G major scale going over this. And if you already have been working on that, or you've got some different patterns and stuff, great. Also, for the sake of this exercise, map it out on just this high E string at first. Okay, now you see that you can't not start improvising, right? Because when you put that scale with those chords, it's so musical that you're not just going to play the scale, right? You're going to start. You're just going to naturally start doing that, and that's what you want to do is kind of catch that, let yourself go, immerse yourself in that process, right? Worry about copying somebody necessarily. Use the program to do your own thing with it. So the first thing, if you're not, real familiar with that, just go for that do, re, mi sound. Starting on that G. Okay. And then right away, you can go to the end of this video and put the backing track on, just like the last 3 minutes of it. Jump ahead and, just work out on that. Okay, well, that's fun, isn't it? So much that you can do just with that. You might think, well, no, wait a minute. That's not, I don't know about that. That looks kind of like a lot of unnecessary movement. And why don't I just, pick a... Well, you're right. And so that sometimes it'd be way more efficient to just kind of stay in a position and use your other strings and stuff. But this will bring you into this idea of, and not just the idea, but a method for plugging these triads in, this kind of caged stuff that you hear about all the time, and really benefiting from that, really being able to move around the neck. Don't be afraid to make, broader movement up and down the neck, right? So here's what we got so far. Our chords, they're all major. And then I've been using this shape already. haven't really talked about it, but it's just a piece of that, okay, of that G, that bigger or larger form of a G, movable chord. Okay, and that's that first one there on that diagram. So that's for the G. So if it'll work for G, it'll work for other chords. So what's our next chord? D. Right? And we got to use that same shape for that to be true, right? Okay. Then when our C comes around, well, you can find that just by your... Or you can kind of reference it by like, well, it's 2 doors down from D, right? Okay, so that's kind of learning the fretboard that's part of it. It's like just kind of coming up with your own system of references, right? Like, well, if I go down 3 down there, it'll be like that down here, up here, right? And that kind of thing. So however you sort that out yourself. But if we put that triad shape for each one of those chords into the mix, and we're still making melody with that top string, see what that's like if we kind of mess around with that. It's a lot of, it's a workout. It's a lot of moving around, right? And you might think, well, this looks like you were playing a lot more stuff and, on the way up and down in that demo than just that. Yes, fair enough. And, we'll get there. But that's a good little program right there to get going on this. The scale. Okay, and then the triad. Okay, so I'm not showing you, the order of notes and stuff to play here, right? Just those 2 pieces, the scale and messing around and getting down to where that root is when you get to that chord in the progression. This seems very simple, and it is in concept, but you could spend quite a bit of time working out on this, and it would really help. Now, one more little demonstration. Start up here for your G2. That you have to always play the triad. That was a little, I'm just trying to demonstrate it to you. Do more melodic stuff in between. Right? So throw your other stuff in there when you've got like a little time on that chord, right? One of the things they do a lot, and this will work on all 3 of them, is you can go up to that 2 frets above that root. Yeah, that really expands that. You get tired of just doing those 3 notes in the triad. So put that. That'll really check it out with just using those concepts. Let me see where I am. Okay. Yeah, I threw a little bit of extra junk in there towards the end of that, right? And in your own way, that's what you're going to be doing. Sorry, I got a bit of a cramp in my leg right there. All of a sudden, you know how those are. You got to get it moved quick or it'll really kick in. So, yeah, that will really work out for you. Well, I want to add one more shape. Now, this is going to really open it up. Sorry, I'm still trying to get this worked out here. We're doing good, so I don't want to stop, but I guess the way I'm sitting or something. The next shape, let's look at this G slide again. The one that's right here. Okay, so in that cage system, I guess that's the D shape. I think it's confusing to call chords names that aren't really what they are, personally. So I kind of avoid that. But it's that shape. If it were here, it would be D. Okay, so we move it somewhere else, it's something else, right? So this is G. Okay. Now, well, D is D. We like that one, right? That's the one that works out perfectly. And then C, 2 doors down from D. Okay, so there's 3 more that we can do this sort of thing with. All right, so let's try our method with that. So I'm going to do, now you can still, here's the thing though, our root will not be conveniently that one, right? So we got to do a little bit of more association here, right? So however you track that, you don't have to really think of it in one particular way. But your root is where the red dots are on those diagrams, right? So, and, it might seem like a lot at first, but when you really, slow this down and start practicing it methodically in your own way, you'll just get a feel for where those moves are. So let's look at these. G. D. C. now I started to use both of them, right? These, well, that's a G, that's a D, it's right next door. So that's a little move right there, especially right at the end where it goes G, D, G. See that? So again, don't worry about memorizing, what I just played. It's not that musical out of context, right? But catch the meaning there, right? Oh, wait. I'm tracing that progression, right? And then look for other places where things are, near one another. So if I go, oh, so you know how at one point it goes from G to C? So we got G using this shape, then C, then, okay, this is a lot. It's not a lot of material, but the potential of it is you can spend as much time as you want processing what I just showed you. And if you really relax, don't get caught up in trying to visualize and memorize every aspect of this. Just know that there's two shapes we're working with. And just mess around with this progression, or just stay on G. If you're right, just work out on that at first. Here's some more good news. Even if you don't change for every chord, you'll that G will work across a lot of the chords. Okay? It's not about memorizing exactly what to do, right? It's about trusting that program and those concepts. And that will take you so much further and in so much more expansive way than trying to memorize everything as a singular path in your mind, right? Think about the difference there. You want to generalize and globalize the information that you have and let it expand outward, not try to track down every single, rabbit hole of it. Okay? I say that because there's so much information being delivered so rapidly in this medium that it's easy to just kind of chase the shiny object all day, right? We all do it. I do it too. The more that I do this teaching, though, in this way, I've become more and more mindful of the importance of offering you a system rather than something to copy. Okay. So quick review just to get a routine for practicing this, and then we might have a part 2 on this one. We'll wait and see what you all think about it. I'll get you to the practice loop here right after this. Okay? Appreciate you. Have fun. Hope to hear from you soon.